In the past year on Roblox, we've had many different games get millions of players. We constantly see new games come and go on the front page. And this time it's no different. The game called +1 Keyboard Escape is currently sitting on the front page, constantly having hundreds of thousands of players in it, making it one of the most popular and sometimes even the most popular game on the entire Roblox platform. The game already had over 200 million different people try it out, and to top it all off, the group which owns this game has the most members among all groups on Roblox by a mile. Some even call this game the game of this summer, because with the help of admin abuses, it managed to achieve nearly 7 million concurrent players, which is a lot more than any other game, including Steal a Brain Rot, which now doesn't get even half of that player count. This actually makes it top 5 highest concurrent player count game on the platform at the moment. But with how popular this game is, and seeing its high like count, is this game actually any good? Well, the game itself is pretty much a mix of two trends, you could say. The game has keyboard ASMR sounds, and you can even choose different sound packs for it. Lately, these satisfying type of games have been getting some popularity, so this game used that too. And the second trendy thing is the whole +1 speed part where you gain speed as you run. And this game did make that all the more popular. So now you can find more games that have +1 something in their name. But as for the gameplay itself, it's very simple. And I feel like you probably already know what it's all about. You gain speed to complete different kind of rooms. Those rooms can have parkour, entities, and whatever else you might have to escape. You complete them to earn wins. The further you get, the more wins you earn. Makes sense. There is one, in my opinion, cool thing about this, and it's the fact that if you repeat the same path, you can get bonus wins for that, up to 100%, which doubles the wins you get. The wins is the main currency. It lets you get more speed, buy things like items, trails, auras, and stuff, which also improve your speed gaining. And you also get to rebirth for higher speed multiply. All you do is just go through the rooms, repeat until you got enough wins, and then complete even more rooms pretty much. Usually when games become very popular, they do tend to be very simple so that kids can actually play them very easily. It seems to be on track to become top 4 highest peak player count game ever, and possibly even reach 10 million players at once. And just like any other game that achieved these kind of results, the whole reason it gets so many millions of players are admin abuses. I have managed to join one of the admin abuses, and it really shows why so many people join them. You basically always have hundreds and even thousands of speed gaining boost, and then another 120 multiplier from the admin treadmill, which with the 2000 XP boost makes me gain 240,000 times more speed per second. There also was a mini-game type of event where you need to color the floor, which awarded you with trophies, and in my case it was an absurd amount of trophies. But the highlight, I'd say, is the absurd amount of boosts that, in my case, helped me get from level 90 to 218, from millions of speed to quadrillions of speed. These kind of absurd and even unbalanced boosts is why so many people join the game. In 5 minutes, you can make as much progress as you would have in many hours normally. The game isn't actually super new and has been around for a bit. Already back in March, which is 4 months ago, the game's player count began to get recorded, and already then it had over 10,000 players. Unlike some of the brain rot games like Escape Tsunami for Brain Rots, which became super popular super quickly, this game began to gain its popularity in April and is still getting more and more players. But as time has shown, there is a chance this game won't retain its player count for too long. Taking the same Escape Tsunami for Brain Rots as example once again, it began to lose its player count shortly after the peak of popularity. The newer Kick a Lucky Block, which actually still has a decent chunk of players, also began to lose its popularity not long after reaching the front page. Even Grow a Garden ended up losing most of its players not even half a year in. The only difference is that some games lose players faster than other, and we have to wait and see how +1 speed Keyboard Escape will perform and what kind of new content they will add. But before that, The game is actually a little problematic already now. Something you might have noticed is the usage of generative AI around the game. The badges use it, item icons you buy in the shop, some UI elements which funny enough contrast with the normal icons. And something I have not mentioned yet is that the group for this game has a different game which also happens to be keyboard chocolate candy themed. And this one uses AI much more aggressively, doing so with something as simple as the game's icon, the thumbnails, and yet again the badges, which now contrast with Microsoft emojis. The main point I'm trying to make is that generative AI makes any product look cheap and lazy, and this is the second highest earning game we're talking about. They even got stuff like the backpack and guitar modeled for the shop, yet still use AI for the icons for some reason. But generative AI aside, there is another pretty controversial problem with this game, the stolen assets. If you go to stage number 10 in the first world, you'll find this teddy bear guy which looks completely fine. Well, actually, it used to look completely different. It used to use assets from the game called Piggy, and they once changed it, but as you can see, it still used parts from the Piggy model. And now they completely replaced it and made it a basic teddy with no candy theme to it. There was actually another case like this with the boss in stage 12, but this time it took a model from elsewhere. And if you check right now, the model has been changed. However, there is something else that I happen to find myself. Some areas in the game use this pixelated texture for candy water or whatever it is supposed to be. If you play Minecraft, you might recognize it as the brain coral block texture. If you look at the right pixels, then you can easily see that it's the block texture. I will come back to that topic a bit later. How's the situation with pay to win in this game? Well, one thing really surprised me, and it's that it doesn't seem to have any Robux loot boxes. But it doesn't stop the game from wanting every penny from you. Starting with double speed for 3 Robux and going all the way to a trail for 3,000 Robux, a 100 multiplier treadmill for 1,600 Robux, and whatever else. However much pay to win this game has, it at least doesn't seem to do anything scummy with the paid products. But anyway, while doing a bit of research, I found out that there is apparently 15 to 20 people working on the game. At least, that is what was said by the head of marketing of the group. And on the topic of this person, I've actually noticed that it seems like they do not really like it when people criticize the game or call it something like slop, which is understandable. But, as they said, the game has a team of 15 to 20 people working on it, yet they keep on using AI in the game. And they also steal other people's work while making probably millions of dollars, and only remove it most likely because of it getting attention. Thing is, stolen assets should never have even been a problem in the first place. And even if using stolen assets, considering for how long the game has been out for and how many players it had, they had plenty of time to remove them much earlier instead. I know I might be hating a little bit too much, but if you don't want your game to be called slop, then prove it by making the game actually better. But anyway, will this game last long? Probably not. At least I expect it to end up about the same as brain rot games. Kids seem to find it fun right now, but seeing the admin abuses and overall how pay to win the game is, I feel like the balancing will become worse and kids will in general just begin to lose interest and move on to other trends, as it always happens. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. That helps the channel. You can watch one of these videos while waiting for a new one. They are good too. You can play our game or join my Discord server with links in description, and I will see you soon.